bloody waters.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. We're gonna be doing some Feedin braids. Some braids that I saw De'Ara do one time. I really want to mimic that style with like the heart on the side and like 2 cornrows. I'm going on vacation, so I have to have a good hairstyle. So let's get started. Of course, I have my 3-way mirror so I can see myself, see the sides of my head, the back of my head. I'll try to get a good angle to show you guys exactly how I use my mirror. But this mirror, this 3-way mirror is sitting on top of a full length mirror, so yeah. So this is what I'll be using: Shine Jam, a comb. Also, I'm going to be using the conditioning Shining Pure Au Natural. This is my braid stand. I'll link it down below. Everybody usually always asks me where I got it from. I'm going to be using Outre hair in the color 33. This matches my hair so perfectly. I'm in love with this color. So we're going to start off with a middle part just because we want everything to be symmetrical. After we do the middle part, we are going to start on the designs that are going to be on the side. If you're putting designs in your head, you kind of want those to be first if you're doing designs, and then also straight back braids. This is me just separating the hair onto my braiding rack. So I know a lot of people are probably asking like, oh, well, how big are the pieces? How many pieces do you need? Honestly, when I braid, I just pick up the pieces that I feel like I need. I feel like I'm going to be doing like a medium, maybe like a medium large kind of size. So I just put out some medium pieces of hair and also really small pieces, because when you're doing a design on your hair, you want to use really, really small pieces of Feedin hair. Shaping off the heart was a little difficult to do, but with that mirror that I showed you guys, it definitely helped. So after you got the heart how you want it to be, you want to make sure that you saturate it with gel or anything you want to use. If you don't want to use anything, that's fine too. You want to split it down the middle of the heart. Then you want to work on one side of the heart. After you saturate it and work on one side of the heart, you're going to put like a little slant through, just like how I did there. And then you're going to work on the top section. That's going to be the top of the heart. And then it's going to go, you know, with that piece in my hand right now, it's going to go down to the bottom of that. This was really hard to show just because I'm doing my own hair. But you guys have probably seen my other videos where I did like cornrows with hearts. But you can definitely check those out. But do this on yourself. Doing this on yourself is a little bit different with your hands. Just slightly different, but basically you want to separate 3 small strands and then just pick up pieces of hair as you're going around. I had to add hair because that piece of the heart, it's in my like where my edges are, and you want to make sure that it's going to be thick like the back of the heart, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, but yeah, you want to make sure both sides of your hearts are matching in size. You don't want one side of the heart to be thick and the other one thin because it's at your edges. You want to make sure that they're going to come out the exact same way. So that's why I added a lot of hair to the beginning of my heart. Now I'm doing the second part of the heart, which is in the back. So for the back of the heart, I didn't have to add so many pieces just because my hair is already thick in the back. In the front, obviously, it's near my edges. It's not going to be as thick. So I didn't start adding pieces until like maybe the last minute on this heart, on the back of the heart, excuse me. But yeah. After finishing that side of the heart, I literally just grabbed that front of the heart and combined it and made like a third piece and just kept on braiding down as usual. That's how I was able to put that heart together. So now we're going to work on the braid behind the heart, which is going to be like a straight back braid. So working on this, I'm basically just taking the top of the heart and just going all the way back and down and around to start working on that first braid behind the heart. But yeah, y'all, everything is pretty self-explanatory from here. You just saturate the section that you're working on. Make sure you detangle it all the way through with your comb. And then you want to make 3 small pieces of hair up at the front of the section that you're about to start braiding, then you want to just start braiding those, weaving those 3 pieces together and picking up small pieces as you go. These just came out like stitch braids automatically just because my hands are so used to doing that. But you want to pick up small pieces as you go. Don't pick up big pieces as you go, y'all. You see, like, I'm taking the front and I'm about to split that. That's actually going to be a small braid right there. That's not going to be part of my braid. I actually ended up taking that small piece that was in between my heart and just making like a small micro braid that's going to go into another braid on the other side. So y'all will see what I'm talking about. But yeah. So, like I said, you don't want to pick up big pieces. You want to just, keep weaving those 3 pieces together and picking up pieces as you go. When I'm picking up pieces, I'm using my pointer finger to pick up the pieces on each side. So, after my pointer finger goes under the middle, it's going to pick up hair from the one side. But this is how I feed in hair. I just put it on the side and just insert it like that. I know it's so hard to explain, but I hope seeing it is giving you a good visual of what you should be doing when you're installing feeding braids. See how my pointer finger is picking up hair? Then my pointer finger is going under, and then I'm picking up hair right there. So every time your pointer finger goes under, you need to pick up a little bit of hair into the braid. Now working on the bottom of the braid, I'm going to actually flip my hand, and you guys will see me do that in just a second. So now that I've gone all the way down to the bottom, I'm just going to continue to braid a little bit past my scalp. Then I'm going to come to the front. See how I have my thumbs? They are behind the braid now. At first they were like on top. Now they're like behind the braid. And my pointer fingers are still dominant. And I'm adding some hair, just a little bit to the side, because I saw that piece on the side was getting a little skimp, getting a little skinny. You'll know when you need to add hair when the pieces are not the same density. If your 3 pieces are not the same density, it's time to add some more hair. You're doing your own braids. Like, you have to make sure you're paying attention and thinking about that your hands are going straight down. You don't want to lean to the side, lean to one side. You have to make sure you're going straight back. You have to saturate the section, of course. I used Shine Jam and I used a little bit of the conditioning gel. I am still gonna make that video about not using any gel for my knotless braids, but that will be probably next. And then you want to use your comb and make sure everything is nice and flat and gonna be braided. And then do the other side. Make sure everything is nice and braided. I mean, nice and braided. Do you hear me? Nice and detangled. So when you start braiding, you don't struggle. I'm gonna take a piece from the front. And I think I want some more edges on. Do I? That's a lot. I think this is good. Okay, so you're gonna take a piece from the front. And don't mind my faces, I just have to see what I'm doing, y'all. So we're gonna get ready to get started on this braid. We're going to have our thumbs underneath, like behind. See, my thumb is back here. I'm going to braid a few strokes before you start picking up hair, just because you don't want it to look too pulled. So you want to start braiding a little bit, and then you want to start picking up hair after that. It's raining so hard here. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Oh my gosh, my arms are hurting. That's why I keep putting them down. But I don't really have to add a lot of hair when I do this style because my hair is literally so thick that I don't really have to add hair at the beginning. And also, not adding hair at the beginning will help your braid not be so thick, like so big and chunky. Like, just try to start off with just your hair. That'll make it just like flatter. Then don't forget, this little braid right here is gonna come up, and you're basically just gonna add it to this braid up here. I was gonna add it to the first one, but I completely forgot. So, but you can also crochet it in to the braid if you forget. And then if your hands are feeling too dry on the hair, you could just go in with some Shine Jam and just add it like right here. Keep adding to the pieces. Now we're gonna work on the other side. So basically, the middle part that I had separated each side, and I had three braids, three straight back braids on one side, and I'm gonna do three straight back braids on the side as well. But for the design on this side, I didn't end up doing a heart. I just ended up doing like a zigzag at the front, and then still having that small little braid that's gonna go into one of the straight back braids. So for my edges, I like to curl them sometimes with a flat iron. I know everybody doesn't do this, but just for me, this is just my preference of what I wanted to do to my edges. Just wanted to give it that fluffy look. I didn't want it to be, too gel down, which I think it ended up being gel down, all of it, all the way anyway. But hey, this is just a process that I enjoy doing. So this is how I like my edges. Y'all don't have to do this, but this is just what I do. And y'all know my go-to edge control got to be gel in the black bottle. That's my favorite. It literally holds and it's like, I don't know, it just works for my hair really well. I know a lot of other people don't like using it, but I do. It's my favorite. So Shine and Jam also has a mousse that they have that I like using just because it's not sticky afterwards. That's a lot of mousses that I've used. They tend to be sticky afterwards, and you don't want that for your braids. You don't want sticky braids. You don't want them to be dried out. This mousse is just like, I don't know, it's just moisturizing and cooling and just sets the style afterwards. And it doesn't leave like a hard like hold, but it just sets the style. Honestly, I don't really even know the complete reason for mousse, but I just know everybody does it after their braids. But I don't know the science behind it, but I just know that this is definitely a thing. Then after that, I just sprayed it with some light, got to be extra, no, light instant hold, yeah. And this is the finished look, y'all. Make sure you let me know what you think of this look. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed. And next video, I'm going to be doing small knotless braids with no gel added. So y'all will see me do that. Make sure you're subscribed to see that because you're not going to want to miss that. But yeah, I love y'all faves and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.